In this video, I want to explain a little bit about what do I mean when I say that I've been modeling most of my life. Because I think that right now, especially because of social media and all that, I think modeling has quite wide meaning nowadays. So I just want to kind of share my personal modeling journey and explain a little bit about how modeling works and how was it for me. I started when I was quite young. When I was 12, my mom, she gave me to a modeling school in my hometown in Voronezh. And when I turned 13, I already had my first contract in Japan with a Japanese agency. How did that happen? So we had a little casting not long after I joined a modeling school, and there was some scouts looking for new faces in Asia. And honestly, like back then I was such a kid and I didn't really understand much and what's going on. However, after some months, we got an invitation from a Japanese agency to go and work in Japan and live there for several months as a model for a modeling contract. And of course, for me, like it was something that I could not even like think or dream about back then. So I went on my first modeling contract to Japan and Tokyo. I was 13 years old. I did not speak any English. I did not take planes before. I have never been outside of Russia before. I traveled alone on my own, and I think I was a brave kid. When I think about it, it's crazy, like unreal, you know, for me. Anyway, I did it. Since then, basically my modeling journey began. I started to do more contracts, one after another. Modeling have been my main thing, like my main income, duty, my main focus, basically all my life since I was 13 years old. I was trying to calculate how many contracts I had during my modeling life, and I think it's almost 40. So how does the contract works and what is modeling contract? How is it? Basic modeling contract will be between 2 to 3 months usually. So what's going on a contract? Usually the inviting agency, if they select you for a contract, they usually take care of getting your like airplane ticket, and when you arrive they usually have accommodation for you where you can live and stay. It's a model's apartment. I've lived in those like a bunch, and model's apartment can be very different, honestly, depending from how agency is or like what country you are. Usually you share a flat with another, let's say in the average 4 to 10 other models, sharing bedroom with other girls. Sometimes it's just 2 of you, sometimes I think 4 being the maximum I've done, sleeping on like 2 level beds. All you do while you're there on a contract is you basically try to get work. So you go on the castings that agency send you to. Sometimes the agency would have like a transportation for models where like all the 20 girls sit in a minivan and go to the casting all day long. That's like mostly in Asia. Sometimes you just on your own, you go around the city and you do like few castings a day. Sometimes it's just 1 casting a day. Sometimes there's no castings and you have your free time. The more castings you get, the more job you get. And that's the main goal of those contracts, for you to make as more jobs as possible. The agency, when they pay for your tickets and accommodation and all that, you have to pay back. You have to cover your expenses first. When you do a modeling job like photo shoot or whatever, fashion show, it can be anything, the payment that you get for this job, you usually split 50-50, because 50% it goes to the agency. Most of the times it's 50-50, but of course, like, different agencies and countries have different like agreements. 50% goes to the modeling agency and 50% is your part. First jobs that you get during contract that usually goes to cover your expenses, pay agency back for your tickets, for your accommodation, for your pocket money. Some agencies give pocket money, transportation, and everything they spend on you. You have to pay them back from that 50%. And then as soon as your expenses to the agency is covered, then when you start to make your own money. And obviously the more jobs you get, the more money you earn in the end of the trip. And that's how it is usually. I've done so many contracts in Asia being my starting point. Japan, China, Taiwan, Korea, Thailand a lot. And I think I've done China just about 20 contracts, because China is so far been the best market for me to make money. You know, like when you think about modeling, you imagine some luxury process and everyone is so creative. You enjoy the photo shoot, and there's a lot of jobs like this, and it's wonderful, especially when you shoot somewhere in a nice location, or you travel somewhere nice, or you just work with a wonderful team. It's really feels really good. But then there's other jobs, like jobs in China, like all those clothing catalogs, and sometimes you get like 500 outfits per day to shoot. So can you just think of 500 outfits? Imagine you have to change every single one, you have to shoot every single one. Sometimes there's jobs like this where you just like all day for 15 hours, sometimes you just like non-stop, you change clothes, you shoot, you change clothes, you shoot, and it's very tiring. Really hard job to do. Those jobs are usually the paid ones in China. Not everywhere is like that. I guess the most hard part about, it's not really hard, you get used to it, but the most uncomfortable part about modeling that I think affected my personality a lot is the fact that you also, when you go to the castings, you do get rejected a lot. And sometimes it can be in a nice way, and sometimes it can be in not really nice way. There has been some clients that have been quite like obvious, showing that they are not interested in you, but they're interested in that next girl. And of course it's part of this, it's part of modeling and many other industries probably, but I think it affects, you know, like when you grow in this. I've been in this world, in this environment, doing these things since I am like very young. Of course, the good thing is that I was making money since I'm young, and I became quite independent. But also like those things, when you get rejected and when you're a little girl, I think it builds you somehow, that you always kind of feel this competition with like other women, or like I'm just sharing my own experience, and that's how I find what happened to myself, and I'm trying to like work on that now. I think it does do a lot of thing to your personality when you grow up in this, you know, in this world. So that's how modeling life been. I will just do like about 2 to 3 contracts a year. So yeah, modeling has given me a lot, and I'm really grateful for this wonderful opportunity I had in my life. Visited so many different countries, and not just a visitor, I lived there for like a few months. I've met a lot of wonderful people. I have like friends like everywhere around the world, and that's wonderful. I haven't done any contracts since COVID times. So right now I just, you know, live in Bangkok, and sometimes if I get any like offers to shoot or to work, I still do, but I don't really go on a contract anymore, or like do like a full-time modeling thing. So yeah. Thank you. I hope that was interesting.